I would say William is also from Soweto. But when I was living in Soweto, I didn't know Papi. I knew Papi through William. And that's why I said we must start at the payment on the 20th.
Yes.
Because now I asked Papi, then I realized that no, Papi doesn't have money. He's asking money from William, knowing that William knows me. Now we are almost closed.
Yeah, the second name is not William. It's a completely different person. The first one is Papador, and then a relationship has been shown to exist between Papador and William. William is a director.
Yes.
In Papador. But then you have a second name, you have a second person.
Yes.
Who makes payment to you with a reference, Papi. But that person, that account doesn't belong to Papi. It has a different name. And
Yes.
my question to you is, who is that person?
I don't know these two gentlemen because I see it's Mr. M and Mr. M. Mr. GM and Mr. SM. I don't want to mention. I don't know them.
You don't know them?
Totally, I've never met them.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Msipili.
Thank you. Perhaps just lastly on this name, Papi, Chair, if you go to the document with 4 pages, on the first page of it, the only attention I want to draw the Commission's attention to is that those are the payments between Gubis to William Mushupe and Khaboji. And what you will see there, Chair, is that as part of the reference, it says Khabo, which will probably mean Khaboji, and then there's Papi, and then there's Gubis. So what we say, Chair, is that quite clearly, any payment between Gubis and Khaboji is referenced as Papi. It has nothing to do with respect with a person called Papi, but that's a reference that seems to be used, and not as Papi Mokhachwa, as Mr. Phiri suggests. Any comment?
I will respectfully ask the advocate to rephrase the question or to repeat the question.
Yes.
Not to rephrase, but to repeat.
Okay.
I used the
Let's go back. On page 1 of that document you have,
Yes.
do you see the reference Khabo, Papi, Gubis?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So what I'm suggesting to you is that the word Papi is used repeatedly
Yes.
as part of the reference between payments between Gubis and Khaboji.
Yes.
Do you accept that?
Yes, I
At least on the face of that document.
They are using the name Papi. Yes.
Yes, and it's the same Papi we see on your bank statement as well.
Yes.
Yes.
But may I comment, Chair?
Yes.
This payment are made in 2024.
Yes, what's your point?
My point is, I don't know the relationship between Papi and Gubis and William Mushupe. They might be doing their own thing somewhere.
Mr. Musigidi, is the suggestion being put to the Major? Major, let me apologize. I had a slip up and I called you Commander earlier, and you nodded instead of correcting me.
Well, at some point the Major said he was the coordinator and commander.
Okay.
So I apologize for that slip up, Major. Mr. Musigidi, is the suggestion being put to the Major that there is no person called Papi? In fact, Papi is the payment reference. Just so that he understands and can comment on the suggestion that is being put to him.
Well, it's twofold, and at best I can say to you, yes, there's no person called Papi, It's just a reference being used to trace the payments so that it's known who they come from. Or at the very least, if there is a person called Papi, then that Papi is always linked to Mr. Mushupie. Do you follow that?
Commissioners, I will reply to the advocate that we can spend the whole day opining about this matter. But I'm not a forensic investigator. I'm not. I will know why Papi is mentioned on these papers. But I will know that I asked Papi. So sometimes maybe these payments, if you look at them on page 1, in accordance with your assertion, advocate, and sorry, Chair, for not replying through you, they are made in 2024. They are not made to me. So it might be happening, we are talking about 2,000, 4,000. It might be that Papi, it's a go-between between William Musupie and other people. And then for him, maybe, it's an assumption. And I say it's an assumption on my side because in my line of work, an assumption will kill you faster than a bullet. So using Papi might be another thing for him to remember that Papi wanted this. I'm not sure, but maybe Papi, when asking money from William, William must remember that Papi is, this amount were paid to Papi.
Mr. Musikiri, can the proposition be higher than the proposition to make to the witness that he received payments from people that have received payments from Gubis or that have a financial link to Gubis? Is that the proposition you're wanting to make? And if so, why don't you just make that?
Indeed, thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. And in this instance, we have also added a layer to say that at least one of those people is employed by Gubis. Yes. Do you wish to comment on that? Mr. Phiri?
Advocate, you were replying to Commissioner Baloyi, so you've never put a question.
Please respond to what Commissioner Baloyi said.
Okay.
Yes.
Can Commissioner Baloyi kindly repeat
Yes.
the question?
What is being put to you, the proposition that's being made to you is that on these financial documents, and we
Yes.
can for now limit it to Musupie and Papi, whatever the name is,
Yes.
that the proposition made to you is on this information before us, you've received payments
Yes.
from people who either have received payments for whatever reason
Yes.
from Gubis or have a financial connection to Gubis. That's one. And one of those people is Musupie, who is
Yes.
also an employee of Gubis.
Yes.
Do you accept that that's what this financial information we've been looking at tells us?
Yes.
Okay.
I accept that, but at this time, I'm not aware that these people are going to William Musupie in order for me to get this money. At this time, I'm not aware. And that I can prove.
Yes. But at this time, you are aware of William Musupie's association with Gubis.
Yes, I become aware after these transactions,
Okay.
but I know that he's with Gubis.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can I ask you a more direct question, Major? Have you ever received payment from Gubis?
Directly from Gubis?
Yes. Has Gubis ever paid you money?
No.
Has any director or owner of Gubis ever paid you money?
No.
Have you ever received money from somebody associated with Gubis, either an employee or a service provider, but that payment was from Gubis. In other words, there was a middleman that Gubis was paying you through.
No. I will say yes. I have received payment, a loan from William Musupi,
Yes,
but he didn't say to me it is from
it's
Gubis.
from Gubis.
Yes, because he's a businessman. this
Yes.
person. Yes.
Now, did you pay that back?
Yes.
How did you pay it back?
When I was going through this, I need to be thorough on this one. When I was going through this, I said to him, why must I pay you in cash back? And then he said to me, this is a business. If you pay me back back into my account, it becomes a business.
It will reflect as income.
As
and
an
they
income.
have to pay tax on it.
I don't know why you
No,
wanted.
I follow that, but how did you pay to him? Did you pay to him in cash?
Yes, usually I will pay to him in cash because I have my own side hustles.
But where did you get the 150,000 to pay him in cash?
Okay.
Did you withdraw it from your bank account?
What will I do is that immediately, if we go to 8, where in A2 of bundle 1,
Yes.
immediately after he paid me the 150,000,
Yes.
Commissioner Kumar, immediately after he paid me, I was in need of money at that moment. But immediately after he paid me, I sold my vehicle.
Just pause there. It's file 1, A2.
Yes,
So he pays you on the 13th of May, 2025.
yes,
He pays you 150,000.
yes,
There's a second tick on that page. That's where we see the deposit of 150,000.
yes.
Yeah, take it from there.
The second tick shows you that the very same day
Yes.
I sell my vehicle at We Buy Cars.
Yes. And they pay you 145,000,
They pay me 140.
but it comes into your bank account.
It comes into my
Yes.
bank account. I needed to buy another vehicle, but I'm struggling to sell the other vehicle. I asked him, while they are busy sorting out that vehicle, that process, I asked him, Willie, can you give me 150,000? One of my vehicles is in Limpopo, but it's coming down. When it arrives, I'm going to sell it and give back your money. He agrees. He pays me that money. Tomorrow I go and purchase a vehicle that I wanted on the 14th of May. This shows that I already have money, but I'm short of 150,000.
What I'm looking for, Major, is where do you withdraw 150,000 in cash and pay it to him? Does that reflect in these bank statements?
No, it doesn't reflect in this bank statement.
Where would it reflect? Because if you withdraw 150,000 from any bank account, there should be evidence of that. There should be paper trail.
That should be
Paper trail.
when I withdraw 150,000.
When you withdraw 150,000, whether it's from an FNB account or an ABSA account, there should be a bank statement.
Yes.
Or some paper proof that you withdrew 150,000 from your bank account. Because it doesn't come from nowhere, it has to
Yes.
come from a bank account.
No, this one I didn't pay at once. What I did is, if I have to mention this, I'm an informal businessman. I have these small cars, your Polos and your, so I will sell them. I don't register them. I have Golfs and Tez that are doing some business for me, carrying children and stuff, but it's not in my name. So I knew that I can sell all of them. and pay him in cash. So in our trade, I can sell them in Mamelodi, in Soshanguve, and then they will give me cash, and then I will give him. So there is no paper trail. I will just tell him, today I'm expecting payment, and then give him the money.
So you're saying in one go you had 150,000 in your hand cash
No, no.
and you gave it to him?
No, I didn't give him 150,000 at the go. I will just call him and say, Willie, I have 35,000 today, and then he will say, I will send someone to come and collect it. And then he's also like me. We are professional gamblers. So I will know, maybe I will meet him at the main lane, or he will send someone to use that money.
Okay, thanks.
But what I'm bringing to A2 is that immediately after using the money, I sell another vehicle and I get 124. But the guy doesn't want me. My balance on the 18th, on the,
Major, I don't mean to stop you, but A1 and A2 are not helpful for the purposes of what we are discussing now. We've accepted that
okay,
he paid 150,000 into your account,
yes,
and you did whatever you did with that money. That is
Yes.
fine. What we were looking for was evidence from this document that you withdrew 150,000 and paid him.
no, I
And
didn't.
if you say
withdraw.
that's not here because you sold your other cars in
I sold
cash
my other
to
cars.
pay him, then
Yes.
this doesn't take us a step further.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
But he could have reflected the repayment if you paid from your account into his account. He could have reflected that for purposes of his books as a loan repayment and not a profit.
When I'm paying him back,
I'm testing what you say, which is that his reason for insisting on a cash repayment
yes,
was that he did not want that to reflect as profit, as it would have had tax implications. I'm saying, but he could have reflected that as a loan repayment.
as a loan repayment.
Yes.
Or in fact, while engaging him, because I knew that I will get money, the very
No,
same.
I'm just testing your point.
No, I asked.
That, yes, so answer that directly. It has nothing to do with whether you would be receiving cash or not.
Respectfully, Chair, if I can go further to say how I wanted to pay him. I said, can I pay you in your personal account? And he said, I said immediately, I sold the car, I can pay you in your personal account, 100,000, immediately as I speak to you now. That is the money I have. And he said, he shares his account with his wife, and they have marital problems. You cannot pay me in that account.
So that's an additional reason now, as opposed to the one about tax implications.
The one, yes, because I didn't want to ask him, when you are at the person's mercy, you take what he says to you.
All right,
And
all right.
knowing him, I knew that it's not those guys that you disagree with willy-nilly. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Phiri. Can we just move to the next payment? And this is what we call a direct payment from Mr. William Mushupe. Let's go, it's two payments actually. They appear on go to the second file, page 155.
Second file.
155.
Is this the second file? This 4.
55.
Yes.
Yes. You will see there, Chair, there is a payment. It's a third transaction on the 21st of May, 2023. It's an amount of 10,000 rand. Do you see that?
It's an amount of 10,000 rand.
Yes.
Yes, I see it.
Yes. Now, in the interest of time, I want you to take that amount and read it with on the next page.
On the
There's an
next page.
Yes, so it's 156. There will be an amount it's the third amount of 5,000 rand that you also receive on the 7th of July, 2023.
2023.
Yes, you see that.
Yes.
It says immediate transfer and there's a reference there. So it's page 156.
Yes, I see 156.
Yes, so this amount, together with the one on 155,
Yes.
we have traced them. And if you go to file 4, Chair, on page 152,
Yes, I see them.
yes, and you will see that at least our contra reveals that those payments, we've cross-referenced them. They both, when you do the cross-reference of services rendered and the dates, they show that those were payments directly now from Mr. William Mashupia.
Yes.
Yes. So at least on the score, you'll accept that you have received direct payment from someone who's at least attached to Kubi's.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
May I comment?
Yes, you may.
Remember, I told you, I realize now that the money comes from William Mshupe. Realizing that, I tell William Mshupe, I bought a vehicle. The run flat is on the 21st of May, is the next day. The tires are not in good order. I say to him, I'm at Tiger Wheels because I already know. Can you, because now we have already spoken on that day, even phone records can show you that after this, I speak to him and then I say, can you further loan me 10,000 because Papi was lying to me. He gives me on the 21st of, it is the next day, he gives me the 10,000, if I'm not wrong. But the other one you said is
7th of July.
the 7th of July. Yes, I need another money. And I say to him, send me money. And then I will pay you back. And then he sent it back. He sent it there. And I've already used what he sent to me. And then I use the money. And I don't want to tap into my own money. The reason I'm using ABSA, I'm using Standard Bank for salary, to receive my salary. But because at Standard Bank, constantly I'm being hacked. And I'm forever at the police station writing affidavits. I'm saying no, all my money will go to ABSA, but it will not come here.
Mr. Phiri, these two payments, but also the first payment that we have established comes from Papador, the 35,000 rand.
Yes.
And these two last ones, why would the reference be services rendered if these are loans between you, Papi, and William? what services would have been rendered? But more importantly, if these are simple loans,
Yes.
why would they be referenced services rendered?
Businessmen, I don't know how their minds work. They wouldn't say loan. I think it's a matter of them maybe claiming that for tax. I don't understand how they do it. But if you ask them for money, if they pay you through a bank, it will never say it's a loan. And in hindsight, I've never thought of asking them why, when someone asks you for money, you don't say it's a loan. You say something else. I've never asked that. But it is not, I've never rendered a service for Papador. I've never.
Thank you.
Thank you. For now, let's move away from Gubi's payments. We'll come back. Let's go to file number 4 on page 75.
File number 4.
Mr. Sigidi,
Chair.
let's take a 10-minute adjournment.
Thank you, Chair.